Now that we fully understand the module interface document, let's continue implementing our Lexicon Duet module. The first thing we need to do is change the DPS assignment for the DVD player. Remember, before it was being controlled by an IR port. Now we are controlling it with the RS-232 port. We'll use RS-232 port number 1. Feel free to comment out the old device definition or delete it altogether. It's up to you. As long as we have the DV/DVD device defined as 5001:1:0. Next, we need to define the virtual device. The Hungarian notation for virtual devices is lowercase VDV. So we'll call it VDV/DVD and assign it a device number of 41001, port number 1, and system 0. Remember, comments in your code are a good thing. Okay, we can now scroll down to the Define Start section and define our module. First we type in the keyword define_module. Then we need to put in the actual file name inside of the single quotes. Remember, this is case sensitive. Next, we'll give the module a unique name. I'll call it com_DVD_1. The last thing we need to do is add the virtual device as well as the real device inside the parentheses. And that's it. We've now defined our module. All we have to do now is change our code. It's much simpler than you might think. Scroll down to the first button event under the DVD controls comment. The first thing that I'm going to do is completely delete the data event. Remember, this data event was written to set up the IR port when this was an IR device. It's now RS-232. Now for the button event. All we have to do is change one thing. Instead of sending the command to the real device, we're going to send the command to the module instead. Therefore, the to statement will be sent to the virtual device, or VDV/DVD. Let's compile to make sure we are still looking good. To finish up, let's get our feedback working. I'll open up the module interface document again. Scroll down to the channels section and notice channels 241 through 250 are feedback only channels. Also, channels 244 and 245 are missing. Using single line feedback, all we have to do is assign the proper touch panel button to the proper feedback channel. Scroll down to the Define Program section. I'll start with the play button on the touch panel. In square brackets, start with the touch panel device DV/TP_DVD. The channel is 1, or play. We then put an equal sign, and inside another set of square brackets, we will put the virtual device VDV/DVD. And the channel we'll use, according to the document, is 241. Now there is a direct relation between the feedback channel and the button on the touch panel. So, whenever the feedback channel is on, so will the button on the touch panel. I'll finish up writing the rest of them. Stop is 242, pause is 243, scan forward and scan reverse are 246 and 247. But what about the next and previous? The channel numbers on our touch panel for these buttons was 4 and 5. There doesn't seem to be any feedback channels for these buttons. The reason is, next and previous are instantaneous. Think about it. When the DVD is playing, the button will be lit. When it's stopped, the button will light up. But if you hit the next button, it's a one-shot deal. Therefore, we just need the button to flash instead of latching on. We'll learn how to fix this later on using conditionals. But for right now, we won't put any feedback for the next and previous buttons. Let's compile. Now, the feedback will definitely work perfectly just the way it is written. But we can improve on it. Just as we used snappy constants for the touch panel buttons, we could also use a snappy constant for the feedback channels. Open up the snappy include file. Search for disk device again and scroll down to channel 241. What do you know? There's a constant called play_FB. I'm going to go back into my code and change all the numbers to their constant equivalents. 241 becomes play_FB. 242 becomes stop_FB. 243 becomes pause_FB, and 246 becomes SFWD_FB, and 247 becomes SREV_FB. Recompile and make sure that there are no errors. That's all there is to it. We just changed out the DVD player from an IR-controlled device to one that is RS-232 and controlled by a module. Now, let's cement what you've learned with an exercise.